What is happening, everybody? Josh here from Spawn Fly Fish. We're drinking our coffee and we're looking at awesome feathers. So we got a good one today. We're going to use the American Widgeon shoulder feathers and we're going to bring them to life in carp/cutthroat fashion. We hope you guys like this. Stay tuned. All right, in the vise we have an Ahrex FW550 size number 8. Really like this size for a plethora of species out here. And the first thing I'm going to do is lay some thread wraps down. For the thread, I got a Danville 210. Really like this. As you can see, I got that new Sculpin bobbin. Very cool. Alrighty, so there's a lot of Sculpin in our area, a lot of little bugs that can look like a Sculpin. So today we are going to be bringing that to life, and we are going to be utilizing a few Spawn products to do so. And the first thing we're going to do here is just put on some Leech leather. And we're not going to pierce this one. We're just going to tie it straight on the bottom. I like how it stands up like this once we add the next element after swimming this fly quite a bit. So I really like how this tail comes off of it without it being pierced. So that is the rationale there. So we're going to move our thread back to the front. We already got a little bit of a thread base here for our first grab. This is where I should have brought some super glue, but we're going to add some dumbbell eyes, and these are in brown. This is a medium, and we got a whole bunch of new colors that are really cool and really add some awesome accents to different flies that we're tying. So this brown just really brings this whole natural profile to life, which is what we're doing here. And what we're going to do, we're going to tie on, look at that, Pete to the rescue. Thank you so much. What we're going to do is leave a little bit of space there because we are going to add another element there in the front. Alright, we're going to get that in there. And Yahtzee. So, as you can see, we're starting to get a foundation set for this fly. I'm going to bring my thread back up there just to where that curvature of the hook starts, and I'm going to come in with some uni soft wire, not UTC wire. This is the uni soft wire. We got a whole bunch of it in brown, and this is size medium. So perfect. And that's one of the things here that Pete has taught me a lot when it comes to tying flies and making sure that you replicate success. I bring that down and you can see my thread lines up right with the barb, and that's exactly where I want to start with my Simi seal. So I'm going to do thin layers back and forth twice just so there's no confusion on that. A lot of times you start up at the front, but I'm looking for an exact match there. So I'm going to go up really thin. Then I'm going to go back. And I will kind of create a little bit of a natural taper here. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. And those loose fibers are A-okay. This is Sand Dab Spawn Simi Seal. And this is just frankly an awesome color. And we're coming our way forward. Alrighty. So I'm going to come in with a little more sand dab here in a second, but I am going to bring my wire, make sure that it's not trapped. That first wrap right around, and then I'm going to start to stagger them forward. Try to do it without moving the camera. I know it was looking really clean. So I'm going to come in there. And I'm just going to finish over top that eye. I'm going to check just to make sure they're relatively even wraps. Looks pretty good. And I'll re-secure that vise. Alright, so far, so good. You frankly could fish this as is, get those cutthroat to react, you get those carp to react, but we are not done yet. So I'm just going to double a little more thread in here. If you can hear my dog barking in the background, I apologize. It is Shop Dog Saturday, and boy does he have fun in the shop. Alright, so what we did there is we just did a couple wraps around that, around those eyes. And for this, I'm just going to turn it up so you can see there. Hopefully that stays in focus, bringing that down. But for this last element, it'll just make it a little bit easier for me to wrap that feather a little bit better. So again, as is, this fly will do it. But so we have a huge selection of premium duck feathers. And what we're trying to let everybody know is that we have a good enough supply of these feathers that they don't just need to be used for classic salmon flies or steelhead flies. We have enough for them to be integrated into a carp or cutthroat fly. So we're going to do that in this video and showcase just how cool some of these feathers are. So this is an American widgeon feather, and this is a shoulder feather. So you can see those two colors here, really cool. And I'm just going to tie in the tip. I'll save the bottom part of the feather for something else, but I am just going to give that really nice look here and coloration, that natural color and movement of a feather. It is just a really cool addition to this pattern and to frankly many other patterns. So I'm just going to tie that in at the very top here. Trim off that tag end. Still good. Sweet. I'm just going to wrap, get a couple cleaner wraps there up to the eye. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring that feather around. Any of these loose ones that are sticking out, don't worry. We will be trimming this. There you go. Look at that. Those colors on this feather are just really cool. Huge fan. Alrighty. That's going to do it for us. We don't want those feathers to go back past that leech leather, so that's going to do it for me. I'm just going to get a little bit of separation there. It's not a weak feather, so you can hold on to it. There we go. One lockdown. And this bobbin has that nice weight, just really holds it in there as soon as I got that first wrap over. Sweet. Get a couple in front. And I'm going to come in and trim out that feather. Sweet. And although we wrapped this feather, we want this to stay on top. So if you see, like, here's another one that I tied. If you look on the back section, we don't have the feather underneath it. We want that same thing here. We wrap this feather, but we want to secure it in a way that it does not show that bottom. So we want that semi-seal. I'm going to come in here with a brush here in a second and brush that out. And part of how you do that is you tie that in like this, but then another part, another tip that I learned along my tying journey is training those feathers. So after I'm done here, I will put that in the water, dip it out, and look at that, the training of those feathers. And it's really cool. So we've got some loose semi-seal fibers here, but so far so good. I'm just going to come in here with a whip finish, and we're going to come in with a brush and really brush that out. I'm trying to clean up this thread head a little bit with a couple extra wraps on that whip finish. Get one more in there for good measure. Alrighty, we are nearly done here. I'm going to come in with a dubbing brush here, and just kind of pick out some of those spawn semi-seal fibers. Want the bottom side of that to look really, really buggy. You can see those feathers protruding, the flash protruding. It's just awesome, awesome stuff. Really brings this pattern to life. Alrighty, here off camera I will come in with a little bit of head cement, but that does it. I hope everybody enjoyed this. Again, showcasing some spawn products and highlighting some of these shoulder widgeon feathers. Really, really, really cool stuff. So, as always, hit like, hit subscribe, pick up some spawn products, take them out to the water, and you'll find some success.